That's on camera.
I mean, you can edit it in order, right? And then just like fuck me up in the question.
My job title is integrated producer at Saatchi & Saatchi Wellness. So I'm a project manager, and I help to have our teams develop commercials, print pieces, as well as some digital jobs that require website development and banners.
So I'm an architecture major. Every semester we're given a couple projects to work with throughout the whole semester. They usually last anywhere from like 2 to 6 weeks. Throughout that whole process, we build models, we do drawings, and eventually we all end up making these posters, and we have critiques at the end of the semester where people judge us on our work. It's a pretty fun process, but every day I'm pretty much right here at my desk, or either working on my computer doing CAD or Revit, and it's a lot of fun.
So in addition to being a project manager and producer at Saatchi & Saatchi Wellness, I am also a fitness instructor at New York Sports Club part-time. I teach a class 3 times a week. And I also have my own company called Toro Communications, where I do PR for small theater companies. When I graduated from Carnegie Mellon University, where I double majored in marketing entrepreneurship and minored in theater, I graduated unemployed. And it was challenging to know that, you know, so many of your friends are going to their 9-to-5s, working in banking, working in production companies, and you're pretty much at home trying to figure it out. And so what I did was I took my 2 degrees and I did something with it. So marketing entrepreneurship, I started Toro Communications, and it was a really cool process because it had me figure out what my logo is going to be, what my mission statement is, what was I actually going to offer.
I've wanted to be an architect since about like the 7th grade. I don't know, I got introduced to it at that age, just the word of architecture, and ever since it was like, wow, I could make something that's, you know, stays on this earth longer than I will be. So that was pretty cool. Well, 2 years ago, I was named the first student. I was awarded the first Student Leader of Innovation Award for some of the projects that I created, more specifically a playscape that I designed. And this past summer, we designed and built an installation that was part of a design event for the entire city of Philadelphia. So right now it's built in the middle of Center City, so that's pretty cool.
I think I was told that, you know, being black is a marginalized group, being a female is a marginalized group. So perhaps subconsciously I always worked really, really, really hard. So maybe it gave me extra drive because I knew that I'd have to work harder.
Okay, as a person of color in your field with not many people like you, how, if at all, has that impacted your pursuit of a career? Or how do you think it will impact you in the future?
I've tried not to let it affect me. I mean, it's something that I notice whenever, like while I was working in my office over the summer, or even just in studio here. It's just like, and I know it's like one of the realities of the field, and it's something that I love to do. So even if like something negative comes out of it, or people start treating me different because of that, which I don't think will happen, it's just, you know, it's just something that I'll have to put up with to make it through, because I'm not gonna stop doing this.
Off the top of your head, can you tell me how many other black students you've encountered or, you know, worked with in the program?
There's in my year, there's 3 other black people, and I only know of 2 others in the rest of the 5-year program.
In school, Carnegie Mellon undergrad, there were a great amount of black people. In advertising, we're pretty present. At least at Saatchi & Saatchi Wellness in particular, my team, let's say the team is about, the core team, let's see, there are 3 account people, 2 of whom are black, 2 project managers. I'm the most senior, and I'm Black. Then there are 2 copywriters, 2 account people. Like there are 2 Asians in that group, 3 white. We're very diverse. Like you see what I'm saying? I'm naming a lot of different nationalities. At our agency, I don't feel like a minority at all.
As of 2012, approximately only 2% of registered architects are Black. Why do you think the number is so low?
Oh, it might be because, I don't know, African Americans just might not be as exposed to the field as much as other people are. I know it's not a very popular field to begin with in high schools and elementary schools, but I don't know, I think it just might be the level of exposure that happens at those levels. One of the great things about architecture is that influences can come from anywhere. So the broader range of people that are involved in the process, the more creative projects can be. So if we bring more diversity and more people into the field, then I think the projects will only become better, more creative, more expressive. There might not be a ton of security in the field, but definitely if you work hard at it, then you can get good at it. And that's really all it takes. Is the architecture takes a lot of dedication. And once you're dedicated to it, it's pretty easy to move forward and through the field. So to get people of color into it, I think you just expose it to them at a young age and tell them how much they need to be, if they want to do it, how dedicated they need to be to go through with it. And I think they'd latch on. There's this term called Starchitects, which is the architects that make it really big in the field and are well known amongst the architecture community. Most people know Frank Lloyd Wright. That's one of the oldest architects. That's kind of the one everybody knows. But there are a few others right now that I can name. But if there were even 1 or 2 architects that people could look up to, be like, I want to be like that architect. Something they could relate to.
It's important to make cognitive thinking interesting. I have direct experience with this right now because as a project manager and a producer, yeah, it takes a lot of skill with timelines and managing people and managing projects and managing money. But even there, I don't feel like I'm using my brain completely. And so I'm studying for the GMAT now. And when I started it, doing math problems and figuring out the structure of arguments and premises and conclusions, I was like, oh, whoa, there's like a tingling going on in a different part of my brain that I haven't experienced in a while since I was at school. And it's like you see the world a little bit differently. It needs to be articulated, the importance of an education. Like sometimes you just go through the year, it's like, okay, freshman year, done. How are my grades? Cool. Senior year, but you're not really thinking high school is for 4 years and then there's the rest of your life. So you have to prepare early. I think it's okay to be directed in a direction where you would excel, but I think that in general we should try to strive and have a holistic approach to things. I think that if you don't use your brain, if you're not exercising that cognitively, then it's gonna get mushy. How about build something, like a business or something like that?